So sad. He's got a lot of money. How much? A lot. He's got to be 80 years old. Now, when I say 80 years old, this is back in 1933 when this was written. People didn't live to be as old as they are now. What's the oldest human being you've heard of so far? About 100 and something, like 15 or something maybe? 120 maybe? Have you ever heard anybody 120? I don't think I've heard that yet. Maybe there is, I don't know. But I think it's always like 115, and then when that person dies, the next person's like, oh, and that poor lady's like this, she can't move, and she can barely smile, right? I don't ever want to be that person. I'm not going for that record. Okay? But at this time, that's what 80 was being like. Remember, they didn't have the medicine we have now. They didn't have the technology that we have now. People didn't know about health things and take care of themselves the way we take care of ourselves now. So they didn't have the benefits. You know, a lot of people died at 50. That was normal. They would have been dead by my age. Yeah. You know, people were smoking. They didn't know smoking was bad. People were smoking and they died. Oh, yeah. His lungs were bad. Probably didn't smoke enough because they didn't know. All right. Anyway, I should say it was 80. So they were kind of like, they're marveling. He's old, isn't he? He looks like 80. Yeah, I think so. He does look like 80. I wish he would go home. I never get to go to bed before 3 o'clock. What kind of hour is that to go to bed? So he keeps complaining about this whole thing about 3 o'clock. Cafes would stay open. They're one of the few places that would stay open late other than bars that sold alcohol. And you know now, like Starbucks and Costa and all those places, they stay up like 24 hours a lot of times, right? Okay, but that wasn't normal. So when someone's reading this, even back in the 80s, when I first read this, in the 1980s, there weren't a lot of cafes or any places that stayed open that late. Places closed at 9 o'clock. You know, people didn't go out after hours like that. So this was a special thing in Spain that they had, a European culture kind of thing, where they had these cafes that stayed up late. Okay? Anyway, he stays up because he likes it. Okay? He's lonely. I'm not lonely. I have a wife waiting in bed for me. Okay, I need to go home. My wife's waiting for me. Every night I go home at 3 o'clock and my wife's sitting there waiting for me. Wouldn't it be nice if I could go home at 1 o'clock? You know? He had a wife once too. A wife would be no good for him now. You know, the other man's trying to protect the old man. The other guy's trying to convince him, no, this guy's a ruin. He's a waste. You can't tell. He might be better with a wife. His niece looks after him. You said she cut him down. I know. I wouldn't want to be that old. An old man is a nasty thing. And this is important. An old man is a nasty thing. The young man said this. The old man represents everything a young man isn't. An old man is dirty. He doesn't work. He's broken. His ears aren't working. His eyes aren't working. He's drinking. He's not working. He tried to kill himself. His wife is gone. He's nasty. He's a nasty thing. Do you understand that? Yeah. Okay? It's kind of the way society views people. Do you ever see 80-year-old people in commercials? You do sometimes, for certain things, like wisdom things or something like that, you know, like your grandfather with a beard or something, right? But you never see them like, you know, drink Pepsi! And there's an 80-year-old man going, drink Pepsi, and his ears aren't working so well and he can't stand so well or something, right? It's because our culture thinks of that as weakness, ugliness, all these negative things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We think of them as being nasty things. When you see a baby, what do?
Oh, cute.
She look at you. Oh my gosh, your baby's so cute. Oh, wow. When you see a little old lady who can barely move,
So
in a
cute.
wheelchair, you don't go up and say, "Oh, you're so cute. How are you? Are you feeling okay today? Do you want me to help you?" You don't do that. Do you know? I bet you they would love if you did do that, though. Okay, but our society, and I'm not just talking China. I'm talking the whole world. Maybe not the whole world. There's probably tribes in certain places in the world where it's different. But we've gotten so commercialized and everything, we don't value our old people anymore. Okay? And this is what Hemmingway's getting to back in 1933, so almost 100 years ago. Alright, so an old man is a nasty thing. He's not productive. He doesn't do anything for anyone. He's just a waste of space, and he's ugly. Not always. This old man is clean. He drinks without spilling. Even now. Drunk. Look at him. So maybe he's a little weakly. He's clean. He's got a dignity about him. Remember, who spilled?
The young man.
Yeah, the young one did, not the old one. And even when the young one spilled and tried to make him angry, the old man just kind of said, thank you. And he realized he got a full cup. Okay, so he's got dignity still. And this is what the other guy's trying to tell him. I don't want to look at him. I wish he would go home. He has no regard for those who must work. He doesn't care about people like me who have to work, because he can stay out all night and get drunk. That's mean. He's worked. He's 80 years old. He's got to work. The old man looked from his glass across the square, then over at the waiters. Another brandy, he said, pointing to his glass. The waiter, who was in a hurry, came over. Finished, he said. Now this is important. Listen to this. Finished, he said, speaking with that omission of syntax stupid people employ when talking to drunken people or foreigners. Okay. Omission of syntax meaning lack of grammar. You, student, me, teacher. Okay? We only talk, he says, this is the kind of thing that stupid people use when they talk to two types of people, drunks and foreigners. Do you understand my English? You good? You good? Okay. Me good too. Okay? And that's what he's saying. And then drunk people. Okay? This is my drunk uncle. And I found him at the bar, and he's going, and I'm going on. You come with me now. We go. Well, no, I want to step in. No, let's go. Get in the car. Get in the car. Go. Sit down, sorry. But the thing is you know you can't argue with a drunk person. You can't argue with them. If you try to, you're going to go mad, you go crazy. So you just take control. You become the parent, and you tell them what to do. It's the same way I talk to my cat. If my cat's nice and he's sitting next to me and everything, I talk to him like a little human being. My cat's named Gats, G-A-T-Z. And I'll say, Gats, how you doing, little buddy? Hey, come here. But if he does something bad, I'll go, Gats, stop it. Damn it, stop it. You stop it. Okay, I talk to him like an animal. Okay, and he says that this is the way the waiter suddenly started talking to the old man. And he says, finished, he said, speaking with that omission of syntax stupid people employ when talking to drunken people or foreigners. No more tonight. Close now. Not we are closed now. Close now. Another, said the old man. No, finished. The waiter wiped the edge of the table with a towel and shook his head. The old man stood up, slowly counted the saucers. Why did he count the saucers? How many times had he got something to eat? Have you ever been to one of those sushi restaurants where it has a little round thing and you take the tray off, or the bowl or whatever, and it has different colors maybe or different sizes, and you keep them? Yeah, you keep the bowls up. Yeah, and at the end they count up the colors or whatever. Each color is a different price, and they count up how much you owe. It's a similar system. So the amount of saucers you have is how many drinks you have and how much you owe. Okay? So the old man stood up, slowly counted the saucers, took a leather coin purse from his pocket. So a little purse, they used to keep little things where you keep your coin. My grandparents used to always mail them to me every birthday. I don't know why I got them every birthday. Never used them. And paid for the drinks, leaving half of a cent a tip. It's money. Leaving a little bit of a tip. In the West, we usually leave a tip for the waitstaff. Now, he's been treated horribly. The young man has been yelling at him. He has to have noticed something. The young man told him to commit suicide. You should have killed yourself. He poured the stuff over it. The old man has to know, even if he's drunk, that this guy's been rude to him. And he still leaves a tip. He still has dignity. He has class. Even though he's been treated badly, he still leaves a tip. Okay? And we're going to stop in just a second, but it says this. Why didn't you let him stay and drink? The unhurried waiter asked. They were putting up the shutters. It's not 2:30. We still have half an hour. You could have just let him finish his drink while we did all this stuff over here. I want to go home to bed. Well, what's an hour? More to me than to him. An hour is the same. You talk like an old man yourself. He can buy a bottle and drink at home. It's not the same. No, it's not, agreed the waiter with the wife. He did not wish to be unjust. He was only in a hurry. Okay, this is an important part too, and this is the part we're going to leave it at. But basically, we're seeing that the waiter is young and in a hurry. He wants everything in life. It still mirrors what we have today. How many times do you look at your phone every day? hundreds. I do too, and I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to slow myself down. But every time you hear that beep, ding, oh, beep, everything has a different thing because they've programmed it. They've programmed it to make you want to look at it. You have to look at it. You can't stop. You can't live without your phone. Okay? Same thing back then. He needs to get home. He needs to be with his wife. He needs to do this. There's always something you have to do. And the younger you are, the faster you have to do it. The older you are, you kind of slowly calm down. All right? You start realizing it's not as much. Although technology kind of stops that for a while. But in any case, the older waiter's trying to calm him down. Say, listen, it's only an hour. Just you could have let him, done that half hour, something like that. And it's not the same. It's not the same. No, it's not, agreed the waiter. He was only in a hurry. All right. And we're going to stop there. So remember tomorrow we're going to start at and you. Okay, and then we're going to get into the really weird and important part. And then we're going to talk about the philosophical connotations of all this. Okay? Are you ready for lunch?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, me too. Okay, so we got about 2 minutes. Any questions, by the way? No? Okay, good.